Well, today we're going to be installing the last few upgrades on this 20-year-old John Deere. We went quite a long ways with it, completely rebuilt the deck, repainted it, we upgraded the wheel bearings and replaced the seat, and now there's just a few more parts on the steering that can be replaced, and then after that, it should feel like new again. Here are the parts we're going to be installing today. We got a new, what would you call that, steering sector. We got the whole thing. This goes on your steering shaft, which turns this, and those connect to these. We got new adjustable steering linkage. And it really wasn't very bad to begin with, but let me show you what inspired this upgrade. In the last video you've seen we put new wheel bearings and new spindles on this mower. Well, when I was bolting the steering rod back to the spindle, I was using an impact and my backup might have slipped. And when I went to back it out of the shop, I might have noticed this. The ball just no stay in the steering link anymore. So the new upgrade should give us abilities to fix any kind of misalignment of the wheels, which there was not much to begin with, but that's what I tell myself to justify having to buy these new parts because I messed up. So let me get the deck pulled off this mower and I'm gonna get it jacked up and try to get the camera situated so you can see what's going on. I got the mower jacked up 4 feet and there's still something hanging up. So here we are under the mower. We got these two sector bolts that are 15 millimeters to take loose, and there's a nut on the bottom of this pinion that's 3/4. We should be able to pull this nut and either pull up on the steering shaft or get a pry bar and pry this pinion down. Pull these two bolts, and that's going to come out with our steering linkages. Okay, well that has a nut on the top side. And they both do. That came off. So I'm going to go get a backup wrench for these two bolts, and while I'm up there, I'm going to pull up on the steering wheel a few times and see if it'll pop this off. Ow. Well, that doesn't feel like it's working. Can't tell if it moved. I did come back with pry bars. Really hard to get a good bite on it. If it's hard to get a good bite on it with one pry bar, I'm sure it's extremely difficult with two. Uh-oh, it looks like we're winning. It's getting really hard to get any kind of bite on it now. So I'm gonna go back up top now that I got it to move and see if I can bump the steering shaft out, because I have to pull the steering shaft through this plate and get it out of the way to reinstall this bushing and to make it easier to access the back side of these bolts. Finally. So needless to say, that is not very high up on the list of shit I want to do. There's your bushing. Now I can get to the top side of these more easily. This is impossible to get to. I got the wrong size wrench, one of the two. All right, so the bar that ties your brake cable and your forward and back selector over here on your hydrostat, that is almost exactly on top of that. So getting a wrench on it, it's impractical. It's not going great for me right now. Well, that pretty well sucked. You just had to get your back up in there at just the right angle. That's probably super hot, not touching that. But yeah, now we got our steering sector loose. Let's take a look at the new parts. All right, so that's that side. This is this side. And there's two bumps on this steering sector. They poke out of this side and in on this side, so you can tell which way your steering sector is. So we can set this up and go in the same as the old one was the first time and not have to get pissed off because something's upside down. So I'm just going to take the nuts loose, slip these on, put our nut back on. Repeat the process on this side. We know where our gear goes. These look like what indexes in the slots on our steering sector. So they gave us those. And two bushings, which at first glance definitely appear identical. So I guess one goes maybe up top in the plastic shroud by the steering wheel. All right, now pay attention. This is the only way to put this on. Hold on, shit. I'm getting ahead of myself. Pay attention, self. Go ahead and push this bushing in here. Oh, I think I need a socket. All right, bushing's installed. So now the attention's back on you. When you're putting this thing up here, make sure your steering linkages are pointing towards the front tires where they go. That's the only way you're not going to have to fight this thing being all cattywampus and having to pinch it while you hold back up simultaneously threading a bolt in it from the bottom side. Because getting these bolts started are not a cakewalk. But the rods are kind of like acting like a counter lever, and I'm able to pinch on it with my thumb right here and hold the weight while I get it started. And after I get that one on, move back to the hard one. Oh, you gotta get your arm way back up in there to hold back up on this one. If you got big arms, I don't even know if you can do this. Because I'm like contorted way back there just to get this thing started. All right, so now that those are on there, probably a good time to put the new steering sector gear on there. So I still got some wiggle room. There's no top and a bottom to this. All right, sweet, there's that. Oh, I didn't even check the steering wheel. Does it matter yet? Yeah, it matters yet. Hold on, I'm gonna put a new steering wheel on it. It doesn't matter. Let me make sure it doesn't matter. Yep, it's a knurled shaft up there, so it doesn't matter for me. But make sure you got your wheel straight before you put this gear on the steering sector, because you're going to want the sector to be square and in the center whenever you index this on there. I probably didn't say that near about correctly. Breaking a cardinal rule right now, doing the easy one first. Shit. Be the easy one. Oh, I didn't even have to hold back up, it just bit. That's so good. Everything turns freely. Awesome. Now we can just hook up our fronts and be good to go. Now that's what I call stance. All right, I'm gonna save you a step here. I went ahead and bolted these on the spindles up front. Don't do that, because I don't know if you can tell, we're very towed in on both sides right now. So I'm gonna have to pop both of these back loose, and what you're gonna wanna do is leave these fronts unbolted, just stick them in the hole, because all your adjustment's gonna be out back on the steering sector. So with your steering linkage disconnected, go ahead and set your tires to where they're straight and square with the rear wheels. All right, so let me show you what we got going on here. Whenever your steering sector is set to the center, so this steering sector is exactly in the middle, you've got full range both directions. You can't really adjust these steering linkages because they want to hit the control or the spindles and everything else up front. So what I do is I turn it all the way to one way. Then you got enough room to spin these linkages out. You can pull it back to the center until your little ball joint is the right length and it falls right in this hole up front with your tire straight like before. And once you have your first one set, you pull this back, put your jam nut on so you don't lose your setting, but you can pretty well gauge this side and that side to be about the same, so you got a whole lot closer of a starting point. Now we got both of our front tires straight with both linkages on, and the steering sector is set in the center position. So there we are, everything's bolted up and tight now. We got full range of motion both ways. And we straighten the wheel up, both these wheels should fall right back into being straight. All right, that looks pretty straight. And that's what we're shooting for. Now, it's time for the icing on the cake. I got a new steering wheel for this unit because this one is broken. Now these you just hit up on. You can pull on them and try to use the gear on the bottom of the steering sector as a stop and use the whole shaft like a slide hammer. You can tap on the bottom of it with the palms of your hands. I've had some that you can just give up. They're never coming off, and this one came off pretty easy. That's a terrible representation because I've already taken the wheel off before. It wasn't that easy, but it was easy to get off. Put the steering wheel straight like you want it to be. Bam. Then you got two washers and a nut that go on. And one thing, I ordered this wheel from John Deere. They didn't send a new cap, so I got to put the old cap on it. Really would have thought a steering wheel would have came with a cap, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. There's that. So we're almost done. Let me put this deck back underneath it. I'll back it up and we'll do a final little tour of the mower. I couldn't have imagined it would have turned out any nicer than this. If you didn't watch the first video, we went all the way through the deck, repainted it. Everything on the deck from the spindles, pulleys, blades, belts, it's all new. Steering, same case, new spindles, new wheel bearings, steering sector, and steering linkage like you've seen in this video. Put a new seat on it. It's a little dirty for my hands. I haven't wiped it down yet. The new steering wheel installed. This is just a very cool mower. It's got the big wheels on it. It's in remarkably good shape to be a 2000 model. All the controls are still in really good shape. You can't say that about any of the new John Deeres with the stupid little all-in-one orange handles. All the hood springs are still on it. Headlight wire, like this thing is just, it hasn't been messed with. This is how it came. Everything on the engine's clean. I still need to do a tune-up on it. But I'm pretty well set that I'm not going to be able to resell this mower. I'm going to keep it. I've fallen in love with it. I'm going to keep it around. I can't wait to cut with it. It's wet outside right now, so it's not going to happen right now. But yeah, I appreciate all of you for watching. It really means a lot. Drop something in the comments, anything you'd like to see me do. Right now I have a motor I'd like to swap onto a zero turn I have. I got a compression release job I could film. The exposure's terrible right now, but I got a Husqvarna rider out here that has a locked up motor. We can A, try to unseize the engine and make it work again, or B, do a motor swap on it. You can go through the whole shtick of flipping it and reselling it with me if you'd like. But anyway, I appreciate all of you for sticking around to the end of the video. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see me do in the next video. I really appreciate you watching. Peace.